so much I wanted to say, but I'm like, it's not my meeting. But now I have that time, because it's my meeting, and I can tell you all the things that I have learned over the last 7.5 years. But I do want to thank y'all for coming tonight. Thank y'all for participating with me, and I will be getting y'all to, chime in and answering, so don't be afraid to speak up. I do want to introduce my great friend, Melissa Holloway. Everybody wave at Melissa. Our husbands have actually been friends since junior high school. So naturally, we've been friends since then. Since I came in touch with Wayne, got married to him, became his wife, and then Melissa and I, we've been friends ever since. Besties, what we call them. Of course, she's got a lot of other besties, but I'm part of that group too. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about the sisters, those authors of this book. And Melissa, if you need to chime in and say anything. I think the book came out about 2010, 11, or 12. Yeah. This thick book, which is what I started with. That's what Melissa started with. Yeah, I don't have to start with that. And I'm just going to put this here. It has so much in it. But they are from actually New Zealand. And then they had some type of music they were into. So they're entertainers. But then they also had this lifestyle where one of them became a vegan at a very young age. And then the other sister followed suit. Well, that just didn't work out for them, and they went into the Word, they went into the Bible, and they found reasons to combine everything that's in the food group, not leaving one thing out. So I'm not getting into all the details, but it's through Pearl and Serene that we have our program tonight, and for the next 4 nights, okay? Just to tell you a little bit about me, I found Trim Healthy Mama in January 2015. It showed that I joined the Facebook group in January 22nd of 2015. January 26th, Brother Wayne and myself, we started. He told me, he said, if you'll find something, he says, I'll join you. So he did. Now, I know my story, but it helps to tell it, if you got it right in front of you. So I saw this lady on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups, I think it was a homeschool group, I think it was. And she said, I lost weight and all I did was cook. I was like, by George, I cook? I cook 2 nights a week, I can do this. And so I went home and I told Brother Wayne, I said, hey, I found this a plan, but now this book costs about $30. He's like, okay, that's fine. I was like, okay, sure. All right, so we did it. So on the first day, January 26th, I didn't have a book, but I did have the internet. So I started looking at everything on the internet for recipes. And if you'll go to Trim Healthy Mama's side, to the store, Trim Healthy Mama store, there's recipes. And that's where I went. I got a lot of recipes from there. The first day, I had egg and bacon because I know how to cook low carb. I've done low carb. You ever heard of high energy? Anybody ever heard of it? I started with high energy back in 1998. I didn't know I was doing low carb. I just knew I had this new style going. Where am I? Okay, so I found it, and so breakfast was bacon and eggs. Lunch, I made this meal off of Facebook. It was some type of low-fat meal, so I did that. And then for supper, on this Facebook page, in the recipes, they had one for the roast. So I made a roast with the vegetables. And we started January 26th. So like I said, I had like 3 weeks for my book to get to me. Now, Melissa ordered 2 books for us, and they came in like 3 days, 4 days at the most. So it can come fast for you now if you want it. You don't have to wait 3 weeks. I want you to write this down inside your folders. I meant to go over that. But inside your folders, the second sheet is notes, okay? Your second sheet is notes. I want you to write this down on your second sheet. We'll go over the folder later, okay? And maybe some of you already picked that up, but I want you to write down wins, quick start guide. Gwen's Nest.
Quick Start Guide.
Gwen's Nest. Like a bird's nest. Gwen's Nest. Quick Start Guide. If you don't have a book, if you have a book, you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have a book, that's where I went to find all my answers, okay, until my book came. Gwen's Nest, Quick Start Guide. And it's like 40 pages that you read through, okay?
You spell it.
Gwen, Gwen, Nest, Nest, Quick Start Guide. So she will explain some numbers. She's going to explain some guidelines and this. She's going to give you a little bit about what she's about. She's going to explain to you what S is and E is, F, P, X, O, and S helpers. Y'all going to hear all about that, okay? And once I got it, I knew it. So y'all will too. But if you'll look, let's see what page is it. This is what I put on my microwave. This page right here. I wrote the numbers down for you. I put this on my microwave and I refer to this every single meal until I had it. Every single meal I was referring to this. Okay, it gives you numbers and it gives you guidelines. So by following the tools and principles of True Healthy Mama, I was able to go from a 22 to a 12-14, okay? So this is my mama's blouse. I felt it. This is the jacket that I wore, that I had this picture made in, with a skirt. This was me, 2015, January 2015. Okay, so in about 10 months, I went down to a 12-14. I lost 90 pounds.
In 12 months?
10 months.
10 months?
10 months.
10 months. And I'll get to all that. I looked at last week just to look at some of the old True Healthy Mama posts. Okay, so I told you that my goal, I got to a 12-14 because I reached my weight loss goal. Yo, you know what I am now? I'm a 10-12 and I've not lost any more weight. What's happened? You can tell me what those two words are. Body recomposition. Just by dieting alone, very little exercise, some, but very little right now, I have lost weight. I have continued to shrink. And I didn't realize that. I was like, oh gosh, I thought I was at 10-12 when I reached my weight. My goal was to reach 150. This morning I was on 46. So, you know, I go up and down. But my body size went down. I didn't realize I had actually dropped one whole size. So in a nutshell now, what I want to tell y'all is I didn't cheat except for 3 times. Mm-hmm. This right here is our 25th wedding anniversary. Melissa helped me with this. I cheated when we went out to lunch together. Yep. I ate fried onion rings and all that good stuff. I said, I'm not great, man.
She got so sick.
I can do it. I enjoyed myself. But guess what I did? In 3 hours, I was back on track again.
Yep.
The second time I went off was on vacation, and I put on 10 pounds. I'm just telling you, this is just real life, okay? Real life. It tells us to enjoy life. You plan what you want to do, okay? But mostly you're supposed to stay on plan. But I went off plan a little bit. The third time, I said 3 times here, but I don't know what the third time was. But if I said it, I did it. But when I was finished with my cheat meal, I went straight back into it. All right? The reason why I didn't cheat no more than those 3 times was because I was afraid I'd fall off the wagon. I'm afraid I'd never get back on. If I cheated, I would never get back on. See these little desserts and stuff over here? I didn't touch them when I was losing weight. I did. Now, they're there for us are like, these right here be considered fat bombs. These are Melissa made these are oatmeal on the go cups. I'm gonna get you some of those. So you can still have those, but I chose not to. That was my choice, okay? What else did I do? I walked 3 or 4 miles. I don't do that now, but I walked 3 or 4 miles back then. I drink at least 64-ounce water, sippers. We'll get into those, what those are. That right there is called a sipper too. And I'm gonna take a sip. I ate between 4, 5, and 6 meals a day. Back then I was waking up at 5 o'clock. I was eating about 5:45. So it's pretty much as soon as I got up, I started eating my breakfast. What did it consist of? Eggs and bacon. Because I love my low carb and it's so satisfying. The times that maybe I ate only 4 meals a day would be like on Sunday. It would be hard to get that extra meal in when you go to church. So you had your breakfast, you might miss some snack, but then I caught my lunch, and then I had a snack, and then I had supper, and then I might have a snack at night. So that's the reason why you can have up to 6 meals a day, because you can't eat every 2.5 hours to 3 hours. The sisters say up to 4 hours, but they do let you fudge and go up to 5. They don't want you going past 5 hours of not eating between a meal or a snack. So I didn't go overboard on my fast. You know, I told you I love low carbs. That meal was high in fat. The reason why I didn't go overboard on fats is because I remember one of the first meals I made was a lasagna, a low carb lasagna. That was so good. I had zucchini in it, I had dried it out, and it was my noodles. And the sister said, you know, you can eat until you get full. Well, at one point I wasn't full, but the next morning told me I should have been full at that first plate because I was up 2 pounds. So you learn, you know, you learn where your mistakes were at and where you need to do a little bit better. But just know that you can still have your fat, but don't abuse them. And then I joined the Trim Happy Mama Facebook group. There's so many of them. I did write down a couple of them. Like I said, we'll go through the folder. I did write down a couple of them, but there's so many. There's for menopause women. There's women that are on the go that are what's called drive-through food. There is the mothers that are homeschool their children. I mean, there's so many. Just look them up. Trim Happy Mama Facebook groups, okay? So there is a strong support system with Trim Happy Mama. And if you have a question, all you got to do is go on there and a man or a moderator or even some of the mamas will come in and they'll answer these questions for you. So no matter what your question is, you're pretty much going to get it answered. But I will tell you this, a lot of them will add a picture so that way they get noticed. So if you don't add a picture, you might have to ask that question again, okay? So just know the traffic is really busy on Trim Healthy Mama side. So you got your Trim Healthy Mama and then you got your Trim Healthy Beginners, okay? How did I stay committed? I stayed committed because I think I visualized a goal. I knew what my goal was. I did not let it stop me. Nothing. I didn't let anything stop me. What else? My husband. He told me if I do it, he'd do it with me. He dropped 30 pounds himself. My boys, they ate too. I know not all families want to eat the same meals that you want to eat, but I was blessed, and mine all enjoyed these meals. So having, Brother Wayne supported me, encouraging me, and telling me, oh, look at the changes, you look so nice. And there came a point in time, guess what I could do, ladies? I could sit on his lap. And he still says, here, come sit on my lap. But he'll say, watch that bone back there. Because, I don't have a whole lot of padding here, so I have to be careful I sit on his lap. Also, I want to, not only having your husband and your family and your friends, but having my co-worker, who all knows Doreen Madden. We were co-workers for 10 years, okay? She and I, every morning, we say, how was your evening? And I say, oh, it was good. Or I say, not so good. And then we come on Monday going, well, how was your weekend? Well, it was good. And sometimes I'll be like, how bad were you? You just knowing that you got that type of support really made all the difference. But having your husband great friends, and then having a coworker, having a buddy system. I think that really makes it a difference in staying committed, you know, and staying consistent, and staying focused, and knowing what your goal is, visualizing that goal. One more thing I want to tell you, then we're going to be jumping into our class here. Everybody else from Happy Mama was telling their success stories. I couldn't wait to write mine, guys, ladies. I got guys in my house. I could not wait to write my story. So come November the 8th, 2015, on a Sunday, I got to write my story. I have been, I almost want to cry thinking about it, how happy I was. I got a picture of it. And I'm outside my, not front door, it would be the kitchen door. And one of the boys has got a hand up in the picture. So he photobombed my picture of me reaching my goal weight. That was November the 8th, 2015. I remember when I started, and I remember when I reached my goal weight. So here we are, just a few months out, and I'll be still kept my weight off for 7 years now. So. And that's because of support system. Having a loving husband, great friends. Okay? So, I wrote my success story. Are y'all ready to write yours? So open your book up, those who have your book, to the introduction to Roman numeral, page 11. Y'all gonna be helping me out tonight. And I'm hoping to get done by 7, but ladies, if some of you have to leave by 7, y'all go ahead and leave, but I want to get all this into you if y'all can stick around with me, okay? Is everybody open up to page 11 of the introduction? Be Roman numeral, page 11. It looks like this. It looks like this.
It said Roman numeral.
Roman numeral. Lisa. Introduction. Lisa, read me this first sentence. Those first 2 words. Read me the first 2 words, Miss Lisa. Food freedom. Food freedom. What do you think it means? It's going to mean different things to everybody else. Who would be willing to tell me what you think food freedom means?
Freedom from fruit.
Freedom from food. That's exactly right. Basically, freedom from food. I want y'all to write this down. Food freedom simply means you're not going to miss out. Means you are not going to miss out. You will enjoy your favorite foods without denying yourself. Food freedom. You are not going to miss out. You will enjoy your favorite food without denying yourself. And you don't have to write this down when I'm fixing to tell you, but I do want you to remember it, okay? Because there may or may not be a quiz at the end of this meeting tonight. You can still enjoy hamburgers, blueberry pancakes, strawberry muffins, your favorite chocolates as you see over here. Who loves to eat ice cream? I knew I would get a big show of that. You can still have ice cream. You can still have it after your supper at night if you want it. That could be your 6th meal of the day. You can still have ice cream. And you can still enjoy all your favorite parts and still lose weight. Are you wondering, can I really eat like this?
Belinda.
I know, right?
So do you mean like sugar-free ice cream or just
You
blueberry
can eat
ice
sugar.
cream?
You can eat sugar-free. There is it Breyers has a low carb, but you can make your own. And we can learn how to do that.
And it's
I'm
not,
not a big ice cream person.
it's not sugar-free as in no sweet, it's just alternative sweetener.
Okay.
So it's going to be including heavy fats in it.
Yeah.
Lots
Lots of heavy whipping
heavy
cream.
whipping cream.
You can have it, but it has to be
one single food group to do it. That is what food freedom means. You can enjoy life. Life is what we center everything around. Meetings is around food. You don't have to lose out and not eat and enjoy yourself. You can still do this. You're just going to do it a little bit more wisely now. Meetings of mamas, husbands, children, pregnant women, nursing women have all adopted the Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle since about 2010, 11, or 12. Women of all stages in life are seeing results now. That's because it's doable and affordable. I want y'all to remember that. Women of all ages and stages in life are seeing results. That's because it is doable and affordable. The tools are right here in this book. We're going to learn these tools, and these are going to be our tools for life. What plan do you know that teaches you how to eat after you lose weight? Not many. Not many, but they do. You're going to learn how to eat fats and carbs and grains smartly. And anchoring every meal with protein. That's very important. Every meal, you ask yourself, what is my protein? In Deuteronomy 32 and 21, it mentions how God gave the children of Israel the increase of the field, that's our grains and greens, honey from the rock, that's our glucose, our carbs, oil from the flinty rock, that's our fats and oils, the fat of the ram, that's our meats from the animals, butter from the kine, that's our butter from cows, the milk of the sheep, that's our dairy, and the pure blood of the grapes, and that's our fruit. God designed this. Carbs, grains, and fat and fruit are all included, and God knew just what we needed. We just got to do everything in balance. We need to just use them wisely. You don't have to be perfect. Trim Healthy Mom is about keeping it fun and simple. And now in the beginning, I prepared a lot of stuff, but I learned real fast. Hey, I don't have 2 hours in the kitchen. I learned how to make it simple. You are in charge now of how much you eat and when you eat. But the sisters are going to tell you that. So they're going to give you a little guideline. They want your body to tune in when you're full and when to stop eating. You do not have to weigh your food. You're not going to have to log your food. You don't have to count excessively. There's no rigid set of rules here, only doable guidelines. You can jump in with both feet, or you can move slowly. The choice is yours. That's why it's food freedom here. You may even give yourself a whole year, or you can do like me, and I jump right on board. Whichever choice you make, you're going to see results. Whether you do it fast or do it slow, that's your choice. It's fine. Learn the basics here. If you want to start slowly, that's a great way to start slowly. What should you start with? I would suggest starting with breakfast. 1 meal a day. Figure out 1 meal a day. If you want to jump all in, jump all in. But don't beat yourself up now if you make a mistake in the beginning. All right, I did. Like I told you, I ate way too much of that lasagna, but I sure did enjoy it. But I ate way too much of it. Heck, none of us were perfect in the beginning, okay? We all make a mistake. But think about it. You're eating healthy, right? You made a mistake. You're not eating bad stuff. You're eating good stuff that you made a mistake over. So it's not a mistake. It's not. It's just learning. It's that learning curve that you're going through. So give yourself grace because great things are happening in your body. And listening and you're learning to what your body needs. So you're going to start picking up on cues. Am I tired? Oh, I might need an email. Oh, do I want something that's just satisfying? Well, I want that S meal. And I'm going to tell you about all these letters, this alphabet soup that's going on here. And I will tell you this, it's not a 30 days, lose 30 pounds. I promise you that. But remember, this is about gaining health and about steadying your blood sugar. This is all because it's anchored around protein. Think about protein. It's going to make your blood sugar steady. All right? That's what protein is going to do. It's not going to have these high spikes, these low lows. Just should be even. Maybe you feel like this is your last thread of hope. Maybe you're on the fence tonight. But I challenge you to dip your toes in the water because there is hope here. Positive changes are happening once want you to give your body the fundamental fuel that it needs to thrive. All I need you to do is jump in with me. I want you to have an open mind. I want you to make wise choices for your body and give yourself time and grace for you to learn and to practice the principles of Trim Healthy Mom. You don't have to be an exercise fanatic. Like I said, I walked 3 to 4 miles at the beginning, but I'm not doing that now. And look, I've dropped down a whole side. I think they suggest 30 minutes. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be the best cook, because Lord knows I was not the best cook. We ate out more than we ate in. I was kind of like that commercial years ago when the kids finally got to stay home and eat. They was all so excited. That would be my kids. They'd be excited to eat home, but we ate out way too much. So I want y'all to sit back and enjoy your journey as you find your trim and healthy self. All right, everybody turn to page 15 now. And I think is it still the introduction? It must be still of the introduction. Yeah, it is. The introduction is page 15. I want y'all to write this down. Who's got their book open? I'm going to read the first part, and I want someone to say the rest of it. Here's our promise to you. Sister Teresa, will you say on the introduction?
We guarantee. Here's our promise.
We guarantee 0 pounds lost.
We guarantee 0 pounds lost.
Can you see it, Sister Teresa? Alright, so the first part of this, here's our promise to you. Read that next sentence.
We guarantee 0 pounds lost in the first month.
Are you kidding me? They guarantee you 0 pounds lost in the first month. Why do you think they said that? They want you to learn the basic principles, don't they, before you jump in. They want you to read it, get an idea of what you're doing here, so you can learn what this program is all about. I know that's a crazy claim, but it's so true. Learn it, read it, give yourself, what did I tell y'all? How much time do you take up to? A whole year if you need to. They want you to learn the basic principles because there is a little learning curve in this, okay? I know you're going to jump ahead to the numbers, that's okay too, but they want you to learn the basic numbers. Are you going to lose weight? Absolutely you're going to lose weight this first month, but they're going to guarantee you 0 pounds because it's all about health, isn't it? It's about getting inflammation out of your body. It's about stabilizing your blood sugar and your blood pressure, and seeing acne go down, and what else? Insulin resistance, you know, PCOS. You know, we're going to see a difference. 0 pounds lost, but yet we see all these other things happen. Those are called non-scale victories.
They didn't say anything about inches.
No expiration?
They didn't say anything about inches.
They didn't say, no.
No, not the first month.
No, they didn't.
But you do see inches too.
I lost inches.
Yeah.
I lost inches, I did. So now, y'all notice there's some letters going on, right? And you're going to learn what these letters mean. You're going to learn how to apply them. And you're going to feel confident about applying them. You will learn about blood sugar and insulin and fat, why they're also important. You're going to learn to separate your carbs and your fats. That's why there is little counting involved, because you're separating these two fuels. That's what these two things are called, carbs and fats. They are your fuel. It's family friendly. Y'all remember that? You will learn about on-plan and off-plan food. God, y'all are going to hear that all the time. On-plan, off-plan. All right? And then this plan is doable, and it is for what? L-I-F-E. Life. Life. You have to learn the plan before the trim can start. And once you learn it, it becomes second nature. You can go into Walmart and you go, oh, that has 11 grams of fat. Oh, of those letters. So don't go tossing all your junk food out right now, okay? Because what are you going to be doing? You're worrying the plan. Keep that junk food. Your kids might want it. Okay?
Cold turkey is not the way to go while you're trying to
Oh, yeah.
focus to figure that out.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said cold turkey because let me tell you what, lady. That first week after starting from January 26th to February something or other, I had a headache every single day.
Yeah.
When did I have a headache?
Cold turkey.
Cold.
Cold turkey? I mean, because I was doing away with all my sugar, I was doing away with all my carbs, I was taking Tylenol every 3 or 4 hours for a headache. And I don't even have a headache, but I had a headache that week. But as soon as the 7th day rolled around, 8th day rolled around, no more headache because I had cleansed my body of all that bad stuff.
And the house.
Huh?
I said, and the house.
And-
At our house, everybody was like, gone.
No, I think I was okay, but I did have a headache. I did have to take Tylenol ibuprofen. Don't go out and buy a bunch of ingredients just yet. What do you got to do? Learn the plan. Special drinks are fun, okay? Like it was fun making all these fat bombs over here. Melissa enjoyed making her on-the-go oatmeal muffins. I'm gonna give you one. And guess what? I had coffee this afternoon, so I'm a little bit. I'm like, I need something to keep me going. So I have my butter in my coffee, and I have my sweetener in my coffee, and I have my NCT oil. You may know what that coffee's called? Bulletproof. So I've got plenty of energy right now.
Yeah.
Plenty of energy.
And
So this plan uses everyday ingredients, okay? Everyday ingredients of fridge. I want y'all to remember that.
What was
You can-
that?
This plan uses everyday inexpensive ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that. I buy my food at Walmart. I buy the Pick and Save. I buy the big ones and heck, I even got this one at the dollar store. So you know, where you see it, I get it.
All right, Miss
About
Belinda.
this. Let me tell you something else I got at the dollar store today.
Yes.
Miss Belinda, you ran on by that butter in the coffee because you had already shared that with us.
I got this at the dollar store.
She didn't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said something.
I said you just ran on by that butter in the coffee because you had shared that with us, but a lot of people that hadn't heard it, they want you to
Bulletproof coffee. It'll do this to you.
butter like.
No, it's supposed to give you energy. It's supposed to help you to focus. But this came from the dollar store.
Put your butter in the coffee actually helps add your fats in to normalize your sugar levels as you're going. It's a fat burner. It really is. Butter.
How much butter?
I use it.
Okay, now I did go to Kerrygold and I chopped my butter in 16 little pieces. And they said that's a tablespoon.
I do a teaspoon. I just take a teaspoon, take it off the top, put it in there, stir it up, and it melts.
I
in.
chop.
But
Y'all
now,
know me from the classes. I do.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all, back up. Wait, you start with black coffee and you do what now?
you put butter in it.
Butter,
Your sweetener,
NCT oil.
butter.
Oh, it's cinnamon too.
No, real butter.
Real butter.
Real butter. Kerrygold.
Kerrygold, Land O'Lakes, just 100% pure butter. You can do salted or unsalted. I do salted.
Unsalted, yeah. It's so good. It's a free one.
But
Oh my God.
it will.
And what else now?
Okay, so it's butter, it's NCT oil, some sweetener, and I put cinnamon in mine.
Yeah.
Can you put it in tea?
And then I drink it.
Yes.
Are you there?
I don't drink coffee.
And if you add a little bit of collagen, it's your protein.
Yeah.
So I just had my protein. I just had a breakfast.
Yeah.
Huh?
But now, if you be aware of when you put your butter in. Of course, you know the fat's going to rise to the top. It's going to be hot, so just be aware. It's going to be a little bit hotter than it normally is because that fat's going to be sitting on the top.
Gotta blend
And
it.
it will blister that lip if you're not paying
Blend
attention. So you got to keep it stirred and to keep it stirred as you're going.
It is really good. Y'all need to try it. If those are the coffee drinkers, those that
Put in hot chocolate,
increase your
put in
energy,
tea.
it's good. Possibly this. You're not gonna get overwhelmed, okay? I know y'all still thinking about that bulletproof coffee.
Still thinking about the butter in the coffee and the
It's-
water
this is what I lived on and live on, Melissa. You only 3 hours for a slimming meal. If you goof up just a little bit, say I ate breakfast and I decided I want that piece of toast. But that threw me over the limits of my numbers here. I was like, oh man, I'm done for the day. I'm just gonna chalk it up and I'm gonna eat what I want. No, the sisters say you just 3 hours from your next slimming meal. So this is the mantra. You are always only 3 hours away from your next slimming meal.
So if you go to cheat, go to Lisco's, do it in the middle of the day so you can be back on plan before you go to sleep.
I like the way you think.
Okay. Remember that, okay? And that may not be on your quiz. You are always only 3 hours away from your next slimming meal. Are y'all ready? Let's begin. Turn to chapter 1, page 4. Okay, like I said, now we're probably gonna, if anybody needs to leave, y'all please leave, okay? I don't feel like you gotta stay, but I do want to finish this.
We are videoing.
We are videoing it, okay? I'm sorry, y'all don't know that, do you?
Yeah, April 1.
I didn't think to tell you that, Sister Anita. I hope you don't mind, because Sister Pat Danley wanted it recorded, because she couldn't be here tonight. So this chapter starts with the sisters category as mama. You might find one or two of you have in common what I'm going to tell you. So imagine for the next few minutes, we're in an IDA meeting. What does that stand for? Imbalanced Diets Anonymous. Y'all didn't know y'all was going to be called that tonight, did you? We will hear from Whole Grain Jane, Drive-Through Sue, Farm Fresh Test, Roll Green Colleen, Scared of Card Bar, Back to Cave Dave, Adrenal Flat Pack, and Power Messages. Y'all get all that? Okay, here we go. First up is Whole Grain Jane and her husband, Brown Bread Fred. Jane grinds her own flour, bakes her own bread. She loves her homemade granola using honey instead of sugar. That makes it better, right? She uses applesauce instead of oil, trying to cut out that fat, right? Eating lots of rice and beans to get that protein. She's doing everything her doctor told her to do. But guess what? She can't zip up those size 12 pants no more. Oh, and her husband, Fred, he has been advised to drop 30 pounds, but surprisingly, he is finding it challenging. Wonder what? Any Whole Grain Janes here tonight? Don't everybody speak at once now. All right, we got one here. Okay, next is Drive-Through Sue, and she is all me. I claim Drive-Through Sue here. All right, she is a mother too. First one is in first grade, the second one's in preschool. She's 29. I wish I was, but I'm not. Her dad passed away from type 2 diabetes in his early 60s. Her doctor's concerned about her blood sugar now because she has to take medicine to control her blood sugar. And she ain't even 30 yet. She loves her kids and wants to have more energy, push them around on the swing and play touch football with them. But she's not much of a cook. That was me. She just wants to get healthy though, so she can pass it along to her family. Any drive-thrus here? Anybody else? Oh yeah. Everybody feeling it? Hello, drive-thrus. Let's give a listen to Farm Fresh Test and Organic Tony. Tess and her husband are living their dream on 30 acres. They raise grass-fed cows and goats, and they have their meat and eggs come from this, right? They have the range-free chickens. And Tess is in her 40s now. She has lots of energy. She has chosen not to dwell on her weight though, because she is strong and enjoys working on her farm. If she has to guess, she's probably 40 pounds over her weight when she first got married now. But her husband Tony tells her she is beautiful. He said she makes the best peach cobbler from those peaches grown on her trees out there. Tony goes on to say that he likes it, but his weight doesn't like all this home cooking. And that middle age is getting rough now. He has a bad case of high blood pressure and has to be on medication for the rest of his life. He has to wear a CPAP at night now. Doctor's taking him off all his sides, his whole legs and red meat. She and her oldest son, they just finished a juice that they've been doing for 14 days, a juice cleanse. Bruce might be only 19, but he devoted his life to health and wellness. They go through 50 pounds of carrots. Colleen has recently started using colonics now. She's feeling very cleaned out. The irrigationist mentioned she had had several parasites. What did she call them? No, I think I got that one myself. Colleen says she knows this is an extreme approach to food. It takes a lot out of her day. Her husband misses the meat that she used to cook for him. She looks around and only a disease and obesity is everywhere. She said, what else am I supposed to do? Any Colleen's here tonight? Y'all not gonna raise your hands, are you? Okay. Next up, remember that it could be more than one. Scared of carbs, Barb, and back to Cave Day. Scared of carbs, Barb, that's me too. I am so afraid of carbs. But I'm getting better. Barb gets right to the point. Low carb works for me when she does it. She eats bacon and eggs every morning, but she is tired of bacon and eggs. All she wants to do is dip her teeth into a nice juicy apple, but she's afraid that apple is just going to cause her to gain weight. She said she don't want to gain those 30 pounds back, and you know what happens when you gain weight? You bring friends along with you, don't you? Yeah. Now, any carbs, any scared of carbs, Barb here tonight besides me? I love my low carb. I do. I love all those high fat. Sitting next to Barb is back to the cave Dave. Dave could live on beef jerky alone and be so happy. Dave said the early primates' intestinal system could live on berries and gather wild meat. Dave said grains were not part of the paleo man's diet back then. Dave could do a whole weekend seminar on paleo. Way that means back to the cave Dave. Got one, Melissa is. Just give me scared carb hard. Ladies, give attention to adrenal flat pack and thyroid mischief. Pat starts first. Her body is in stop mode. She has stopped losing weight, stopped being able to exercise. She's been diagnosed with 20 different sensitivities to veggies, to food. She can't have gluten, she can't have dairy, she can't have eggs, she can't have soy, she can't have nuts. Nightshade veggies, whatever those are. Somebody might explain what nightshade veggies are. But she can have little meat and rice, but not too much of anything else though. Thyroid Miss Jess speaks up. And she says she is on a healing journey, y'all. Not a weight loss one. She's gained 20 pounds on this new protocol for her thyroid. This has pushed her out of her healthy BMI, but she said this is pretty best for her right now. She says the fun part is she can eat ice cream at night and not feel guilty. Apparently her body needs sugar to soothe her agitated hormones. She knows her blood pressure and blood sugar are borderline high, but at last her morning basal temperatures are much better. Right now she's going to focus on resting her thyroid and adrenal. Then she'll figure out how to get that weight off without destroying her health in the process. Any Pats or Jesses here tonight? We're going to learn how to come back that Mrs. Pat or Miss Jess. So you saw some of these characters, didn't you? And it was funny, it was comical, but really, is this a laughing matter? It's not, is it? It's no laughing matter. These are real health issues here. What did all these characters have in common? Imbalance. We can see right away what drive-through Sue's problem was. It was all those processed carbs and unhealthy fats. Her diet was definitely unbalanced. What about whole grain Jane and Fred? They had left out fats and ate everything whole grain, even using honey instead of a sugar. And all those carbs just equal sugar, right? Carbs turn into sugar, does it not? Farm Fresh Test and Tony, they were all organic, right? But all that homemade stuff, still what did it equal? Who can tell me? Sugar. All that homemade stuff. They're consuming too many carbs here. What food groups have they denied themselves? Who can tell me? They're eating all carbs. What food groups they deny? What fuel? Fats. They denied themselves fat. What does carb turn into? Just tell you, sugar. And because their meals are not balanced from too much brown rice, or if it comes from your Snickers bar. It all turns into something known as glucose. And if all that sugar is not used up as energy, what's going to happen next? Tell me. You don't use up that too. If you don't use all those carbs, it's going to turn into fat. Because you got carbs, and there's nothing there to anchor it with. There's no protein, there's no fat to anchor it with. So with THM, we're not going to knock out any important food groups. We will find a sensible balance and start fueling our bodies instead of restricting any fuel types, okay? Which is fat and carbs. So are you wondering how we're going to get trim? By fueling our body one meal at a time and one fuel at a time, okay? Think about this door. I know there's two doors, but just imagine just one door there. Can usually two people walk through a door? Only one person can. So that's what I want you to think about. Using one fuel at a time to nourish your body, okay? Think about walking through that door, one person at a time, one fuel at a time. As a trim healthy mama, you will balance. Balance being the key word. Your blood sugar with protein, fat, veggies, and slow burning carbs instead of these gigantic, huge amounts of fast carbs that are dangerous to our insulin levels, okay? You will balance your foods by changing fat and healthy carbs throughout the week. Never get in a rut. I tend to get in a rut. I want all fat. But I know I need some nice healthy carbs too. I just gotta have a lean protein to go with those healthy carbs. You will naturally balance your calories with little to no calories as you enjoy foods that are both rich and indulgent and others that are energizing and refreshing. Rich and indulgent, that's your fats. Energizing and refreshing, that's your carbs, okay? All it takes is learning this plant and applying it every single day. What did I tell you? I cheated 3 different times. The rest of the time I stayed on plan because you have to. When you mature in this, you have to stay on plan, okay? To do your body what it needs. So all it takes is learning the plant and applying it every day. Okay, everybody turn to page 16, chapter 2, the basics. So, ladies, trim healthy mama in a nutshell. Trim healthy mama focuses on what 2 fuels? Tell me. Let me speak up. What 2 fuels? Carbs and fats. Carbs and fats. Carbs are glucose, one and the same, or fat. You will only use one fuel at a time. And you eat how many hours? 3 to 4 hours. You can eat as little as 2.5 hours, so remember that, okay? No more than how many hours? No more than 5. That's right. To lose weight, we focus on one fuel. Can you combine both fuels? What do you think? Can you combine both fuels?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Who benefits from combining both fuels? Pregnant mothers, nursing mothers, children. Those who are in maintenance mode, I can handle some carbs and some fats together. And those mamas who have husbands that have a high metabolism, they can enjoy fats and carbs together. Fats and carbs together. Some of us can't, but they can. Then I'm going to explain to you later how to use both fuels, okay? Right now we're just focusing on losing weight. Who can tell me which fuel burns first? Fats or carbs? Which? Carbs burn first. So you've got carbs and fats going through your system. Carbs are going to burn first, and then the fats, and then if you don't use up all those fats, what's going to happen? Get stored as fat. When losing weight, it's so important to have only the one fuel circulating through your body. If your only fuel is carbs, then your body will break down it first, and then it will go looking for more energy. You don't have to have any fat circulating. So what is going to be burned as fuel? Your adipose tissue. When you don't have any fuel circulating now, your adipose tissue. So bye-bye, love handles, because it's going to eat up those love handles. Turn to page 19. This is where you're going to start remembering, okay? Satisfying and energizing fuels here. Our S in our email. S stands for satisfying. S stands for satisfying. And E stands for energizing. S for satisfying, and E for energizing. Okay, think about your S meal. Those are your low carb, or I like to call it control carb. Okay? Control carb. Your E stands for, I like to consider your low fat meal. There's nothing wrong with saying that. So we can still have all food groups here. We will start with our S meals. S is satisfying. Remember this. Fats are the main fuel source in your S meal. Remember that. This meal is very satisfying, hence its name. We will keep grains and most fruit away so you don't get an insulin spike or insulin response, okay? You can tell me, who can tell me what is our every meal anchored with? Protein, that's right. In S meals, you will eat fats such as animal protein, butter, cheese, cream cheese, sour cream, heavy whipping cream, nuts, and non-starchy veggies. Remember, we are keeping the carbs low, and the S meals, you're able to enjoy your fats. But what about these veggies? You can have your veggies, your non-starchy veggies, you can have them. They don't even count the veggies in your S meal. Most veggies that are non-starchy, that are not a complex carb, have anywhere between 2 to 6 carbs in it, subtracting your fiber. So they don't even count the veggies in an S meal. That way you can still have a salad, if you want it. You can still have a little bit of dressing if you want it on your salad. You can still have a little baked potato if you want it. We'll get into that too, okay? Kind of getting a little ahead of myself, but let you know. You can still have an S meal and you can pack on just a little bit of a carb. We'll get to that later on, okay? So your non-starchy veggies have between 2 and 6 carbs in it, minus your fiber. Now we're going to focus on those E-meals. Fats take a back seat here. Your E-meals are your energizing meals. I think of an E-meal as a low fat. So what is our main fuel in the your carbs meal? Your carbs. In your E-meals, your carbs are your main fuel. Your E-meals are centered around healthy source of protein. Because you always ask yourself, what is my protein, right? These meals are low in fat. Remember that. Carbs are low in fat, lean fat. So it's important to use these lean meats and protein sources with your E-meals, okay? So remember, protein goes with your E-meals, lean protein, and it's low fat, okay, with your E-meal. Healthy gentle carbs is a slow burning fuel designed to not spike your blood sugar, and it won't cause no huge insulin response. Where are you going to get your energy from in the E-meals? Those healthy, gentle carbs. I don't remember I mentioned to you, but insulin is a hormone, okay? It is known as your fat storing hormone. Who wants to store fat, right? So the less insulin floating around in our cells, the better we are. That's the reason why our protein is lower. Our fat is lean here. Protein lean, fat low. I got that a little backwards, but fat slow, lean protein. E-meals deliver just enough of glucose to your cells to give you that energy that you need. Say like you wake up and you're like, I just feel kind of tired today. So maybe for breakfast you want oatmeal instead of eggs and bacon, But what are you going to do with that oatmeal? You can put a little bit of lean protein with it, aren't you? You can throw in a little bit of collagen in it. You can throw in a little bit of protein powder in it because it's going to be lean. A lean protein or a lean fat. So look how different these two meals are. An S meal, high fat. A E meal, low fat. But yet you still lose weight, don't you? You still can reach your weight loss goal using both of these meals, but we're just learning how to separate these two fuels. Separating these two fuels by either 2.5 to 3 hours, okay? Basically 3 to 4 hours to separate the two fuels, and we're going to get into that too, because I'm get ahead of myself. So S meals contain either lean or fatty protein sources. E meals will always contain lean protein sources. Protein repairs your body, steadies your blood sugar, and helps you to fill up. Our muscles, organs, bones, cartilage, and skin are made of protein. Unless you have kidney disease, it is safe to have 1 gram of protein per day per pound of body fat. So like this morning I woke up and I weighed 146 pounds. So a according to the sisters, I can have up to 146 grams of protein a day, according to the sister. Turn to page 22 now. We're getting to the end of this. Just a few more things. So two more letters we're going to understand and learn about. FP. Write this down. FP stands for fuel pools. Page 22 in your book. FP stands for fuel pools. The wonderful thing about fuel pools, they do not have a main source of fuel. Both carbs and fats are low. So wow, how about that? So naturally the calorie count will be lower. Okay? So hang in there with me, you'll see where we're going to go with this in just a little bit as far as our meal source here. So on the 2 pack and bottom plan, we don't have to count calories, but we don't abuse them. Y'all heard me say that. We don't abuse our calories, okay? Our fat. I want you to take a listen to this meal scenario. Okay, I'm having an S meal, and I choose a steak. I load it down with cheese. I follow with a plant-approved cheesecake with a nut crust on it, and I have some sugar-free whipped cream to go on top of it. Am I on plan? Yes, I got my low-fat carbs going. I got my low-fat, no. Yeah, low-fat carbs, because I'm not having any like potatoes or anything like that. Remember I said you can have all the veggies you want. Well, not all, but 2 to 6 carbs in a veggie. I've got this steak, I got cheese, I got cheesecake with a nut crust. I can have this, but should I have it every meal?
No.
No, I don't want to have it every meal, do I? But it is all on plan though. But I can't eat like this every day. Even though this meal is on plan, it has too many dense calories, doesn't it? And that can cause my weight loss to stall now. And that's what I don't want to happen. I do want to enjoy this meal, but I just got to enjoy it on special occasions, okay? So back to fuel pools, what are they really? They are the non-starchy veggies and certain lean forms of meat and dairy, like your collagen, like your protein powder, like cottage cheese, that has some, lean fat in it. It's not going to be much there. So in other words, you're basically tricking your body. Oh, and Laughing Cow wedges, Laughing Cow cheese wedges. I like those too. So in other words, you're basically tricking your body to think you're eating something big, but when in reality, your carb and your fat count is really low. Why are fuel pools so important? Since there is no true fuel source, your body will burn its own fat for energy. So bye-bye, thundertide. So remember, in carbs, you gotta burn through the carbs. And then you burn your own adipose tissue. Then when you get to the fat, it's not gonna spike your insulin, but you still gotta burn through those fats. And then you finally get to your adipose tissue. But in these fuel pools, there is no fuel source. So now you are burning only your adipose tissue. So that's why fuel pools are important.
You're eating yourself, basically.
You're eating yourself, that's right.
You eat your fat cells.
But fuel pools, they go with SB milk. They go with both of them. Those are your non-starchy veggies, okay? And those certain lean protein. They are like the khaki skirt or khaki pants. They go with everything. So everybody turn to page 23. What diet do you know that actually teaches you how to eat once you lose the weight? Something Mama does. You will learn how to maintain your weight loss and not fall back into the same old pattern of eating. Now to learn the last 2 meal types, S helpers, SH, remember that, and crossovers, XO. SH is for S helpers and crossovers are your XO meals. S helpers add just a little bit more carb to your S meal, okay? It's great for those pregnant mamas, nursing mamas, and maybe the mothers with gestational diabetes. Would be fantastic for children that have a little bit of a weight issue, and these S meals will help with overweight children slim down as well. And for those who are close to their ideal weight loss goal, they can include some of these S helpers. And what are some of those S helpers? Maybe like a half of a sweet potato. Maybe like a 1/4 of a cup of brown rice. See where I'm going with that? Okay. And for those, down to weight loss goals. Remember when I said you could combine both fats and carbs together? That's your crossover meal. That's when you can do it. But you're doing it healthy. You're doing it wisely. You're being conscious of what you're doing. Crossovers are for mamas who have reached maintenance phase, nursing mamas, for children, people who want to gain weight, and for those metabolism. Remember, I already mentioned that. This type of meal will slightly slow down your weight loss because you're in maintenance mode. So if you're in weight loss mode, you don't want to cross over to these crossover meals too often. But if you do, it's fine. If you do it because you're learning the plan, that's okay. But like I said, it's better than that unhealthy meal that you had just consumed 2 weeks ago. But if you should have a crossover meal, when learning the process, it's okay. Alright? Good things are still happening in your body. Good things are still happening. So let's recap the baby steps here. S is for what? Satisfying. They focus on what? Fat. That's right. E is for what?
Energize.
What do they focus on?
Carbs.
At every meal, you ask yourself, what is my?
Protein.
Protein. You fill up your plate with what? FP.
Fuel pool.
Fuel pool. And what is EXO? Crossovers. They're for maintenance mamas, nursing mamas, children, and those who want to eat in a healthy way. EXO.
What's an example of a fuel pool?
Say it again.
What's an example of fuel pool?
A fuel pool. Okay, that's your non-starchy veggies. Okay, and then your lean protein would be like
You're like,
I look at more like a snack. Okay?
Yeah.
So my fuel pools will lean towards a snack. Y'all see these flat rod crackers, Walker crackers? I would take some to make it LP. I would put the Laughing Cow cream cheese on top of it. That way your carbs are low and your fats are low. You can make a dessert as well that will still consider an LP. I know I haven't got to it tonight, but if you look at this page right here, let's see if I can find it. If you look at this page, it gives you the numbers. So fuel pools, the fats are what? 5 and below, and the carbs are 10 and below. So that's how you decide what you're going to make with that, okay? If you in a stall, they say it's okay to do some of these fuel pools, and you just we'll go through some recipes off the top of my head because I don't do too many fuel pool meals, but that's possible. I usually look at a fuel pool as my snacks.
yeah,
That's the way I usually look at them.
you're in between. So your fuel pool, I do snacks on the fuel pools because some of the drapes, the shrinkers that they call, those are fuel pools also. So I'll do those in between the meals so that I'm burning in between without loading up at a meal and at a snack. So,
Did that answer your question, Sister Anita?
Yes.
Okay. So remember, your next healthy meal is how many hours away? 3 hours away. Alright, so this is the basic principles of the plan, but there are still more details to go. Alright, come back next week and we're going to dig a little deeper into our S&E meal. We're going to look at different fuel types in more detail, these different fuel types, the carbs and your fat. And you're going to start putting some meals together next week, okay? How's everyone feeling? Feeling good? Anybody feeling overwhelmed yet? Good. Do you feel like you have the basic understanding right now, the basic understanding of your S&Es? Okay, good. Next week we're going to cover chapters 3 through 7. So now I want you to go to the back of your book. Those of you who have time, let's do the quiz. It should be your last page. And then we'll go over the rest of the folder, okay? We'll pull out this. Some of y'all may have already filled it out, but if you need to leave, y'all go ahead and leave, okay?
do you want to do the door prize before we do that? Do you want to do the door prize?
Oh, gosh, yes.
So if they need to.
Oh, my goodness. The door prize, everybody. We'll put it right here. Y'all got your tickets?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
That's why you gotta have a buddy. She keeps you on target here. Oh my goodness. I didn't write that down, remember door prize. Okay. y'all don't wanna miss the last night.
So we get a
Started
ticket
here.
every night then, right?
Oh, we keep our tickets.
No, you'll toss them tonight. After tonight, you'll toss them, yeah.
Okay.
We'll give you brand new tickets every week. Alright, everybody got their tickets in front of you? You ready? Alright, I'm not looking. Alright, one that's got the last three digits, 744. 744. Sister Anita. This right here, y'all give Sister Anita a hand. This is a zipper kit.
Oh, a zipper, okay.
A zipper kit,
Okay,
uh-huh.
all right.
Alright, so yes, y'all toss your tickets tonight. Y'all have brand new tickets next week, okay? Remember, keep on sharing. Keep bringing your book. Keep bringing your visitors with you. If you're a visitor now, you're no longer a visitor next week, so. Y'all get to bring your own visitors.
Oh, man.
It keeps showing up and learning. There's so much good stuff that happens here. And I just want y'all to have fun. I had so much fun putting this together. Alright, so number one. Y'all wrote this one down, didn't you?
What page is that on?
Food freedom.
What page is that on?
It should be the last page in your folder.
Oh.
Last page in your folder. It looks like this. And thank y'all everyone for coming out tonight. I have thoroughly enjoyed this.
Very interesting.
Okay, you should have 12 pages in there, okay? We'll add to it every night. Should be that last page. All right, number two. Number pizza, chocolate, ice cream, pies. Oh, ice cream pie. Are not part of the True Healthy Mama plan. True or false?
False.
That is false. Number three. The sisters promised 0 pounds lost the first month.
True.
True. You have to be the best cook to make True Healthy Mama work. False. True Healthy Mama is for women of all stages of life.
True.
I can lose weight using everyday inexpensive ingredients.
True. I'll take the gifts.
That is true. I cannot eat out using True Healthy Mama.
False.
That is so false, but like I said, I cook Monday, Tuesday, and Lord knows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. True Healthy Mama is not family friendly.
False.
False, because I was able to cook for all my boys. You are always only 3 hours away from your next one to meal.
True.
S stands for,
Satisfied.
these meals are low in what?
Carbs.
That's right. But a healthy source of
Fat.
fat to fuel the body. Egg meals are centered around a good source of
Is it fuel?
protein.
Okay.
Protein.
It threw me off with the blank.
Yeah, me too.
I know there's 2 lines, and that was my mistake there. I don't know how I did that. Okay, what is the next one? Or round it out with what?
Non-starchy.
Non-starchy. Egg meals are very rich in what? Fat. Let's see if I got one of them backwards.
Very rich in
Was-
fat.
I think I got one of them backwards though. Where did that one at? Okay. Anyway, I know that egg meals being very rich and high in fat at all times, but it's important to vary fast and calorie intake if you're pursuing weight loss, so be sure to enjoy plenty of lighter S meals. Okay? Lighter S meals. Don't always have to be high fat. E stands for,
Energized.
and then E meals are rely on healthy, gentle carbs. They are centered around what?
Fat.
Healthy carbs.
Okay, they are centered around protein,
Healthy carbs.
but the S and E meals are low in fat. And then the next one, so it's important to use what type of meat in an email. Lean protein meat. Everybody ready to move on to that last portion? Y'all may can even get that one. I still think I got one of them wrong, and I'm looking for my answer. Yeah, there. On the S meal, on number 11, it should be protein and non-factor veggies. Did I tell you that?
Yes.
And then 12 is fat. I told you that, right? So S stands for, the abbreviation is satisfying. It says energizing,
E,
17 fuel pools,
FP,
18 S helpers,
SH,
crossover.
XO,
What's the abbreviation for 10 healthy mom?
THM.
THM. Y'all did it. All right. So looking at your folder. So this is just your reading assignment for the next 5 nights. Okay. I mean 5 Tuesday nights or 4 Tuesday nights now. Okay. So next week is chapters 3 through 7. This is next week. I'll have another note sheet for you. Let's see. This is your progress sheet, okay? The next one in line is your progress sheet. 1, 3, 6, 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year and 2 years, okay? In a nutshell, this is what the S mills, the ones that don't have a book, that's just kind of in a nutshell what the S mills are, what your E meals are, including your carbs and fat and stuff, your fuel pool, your S helper, crossovers. Okay, this right here, the next page is called starting line worksheet. You do not have to fill this out tonight. This is for your records. You fill this out when you want to, okay? There's 2 sheets to that one. And this page right here is your Trim Healthy Mama. I encourage you to join the Trim Healthy Mama group. There's also a membership that you can join that was not available when we first started in 2015, but it became available, I think by 16 or 17 it became available. There is a charge in it to join. I'm not a part of it, but a lot of mamas really can benefit from it. It tells you to join the Facebook groups, the beginners group. I just gave you some websites to go to where there's some recipes on there. I told you what I got from Big Lots and what it costs from Walmart. And the Roses right now has the cheaper coconut oil. I forgot to bring my coconut oil. I forgot to bring it. I always get my coconut oil from Big Lots because it's $4. It's gone up to $6 now.
Everything on board.
Everything's gone up. But the other day, about a couple weeks ago, I was at Roses, and they have theirs for $3.99. So that's why I'm going to start getting my coconut oil until they probably go up.